Hey y'all, this week on Fade to Obsidian, we'll be discussing chapters 12 through 22 of Red Rising. We recommend that you have also read to this point in the book to avoid spoilers. Please be aware that this episode contains discussions about violence and death as well as strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Fade to Obsidian. I am one half of your hosts, Crescent, and I am joined by Skipper, as well as we have our guest stars for today, Dram and Hydro.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Right off the top, because we are a very liquid-based themed Howler name tonight. What is it like?
Yeah.
Why is it your Howler name? And what are you drinking? Right off the top.
So I know Drillbit kind of tried to name me with like the periodic elements. He like tried to make some sort of equation, and Salem's like, yeah, we're just gonna call her Hydro. So, which makes sense because I'm always forcing people to stay hydrated for no reason whatsoever. I got some, I call it Lagavulin, and everybody makes fun of me because it reminds me of a certain medication. But how do you pronounce it?
Lagavulin.
Yeah, that's what's in my cup right now.
Nice.
Cheers. I'm Dram, which is Irish for like a small amount of whiskey or liquor. I got named on a previous Howler page at one point in time. I mentioned that I pretty much always have alcohol on me, which is true. My parents make their own wine, and we all love whiskey and everything. So I, as per name, I've got a little bit of whiskey here, so I'm drinking some Basil Hayden.
Nice. All right.
Skipper, what are you drinking tonight?
I themed my drink as per usual. And because we're talking our favorite frat bro, Cassius, I went with the bougie but still frat bro drink. That's a whiskey. And so I'm doing Crown Royal. You will notice, here's a Canadianism for you. This is called a Mickey. It's the small bottle. So it's a Mickey.
A little more central.
But yeah, so we've got our like party size, and then I'm mixing it with Coke because frat boys can't handle their whiskey. So I've got my Ryan Coke here. And Crescent, what about you?
I've got Lagavulin Distiller's Edition. I was not joking when I said my alcohol tastes are bougie, but nothing else is.
Love it. Love it.
Nothing wrong with either, being bougie or not.
True. Very true.
So thank you both for joining us. We are excited to have some lively conversations about chapters 12 to 22, which pretty much consists of, it's a lot. It's the carving, it's the institution, the institute, not the institution, the passage, and a little bit into what I refer to as kind of the game. But it's a lot, so thank you guys for joining, and you were hand-selected because one of you is very pro-Cassius, and one of you is very anti.
This was actively selected.
I just don't hate him. I like him, but Dram over here hates him.
There is strong opinions.
So much.
Do we want to go through the chapter in order that makes sense, or just straight into Cassius, and then we'll come back around to the carving and everything else?
My notes are done per chapter.
Okay.
Of all the things I don't like.
We'll go by your notes since you're so prepared.
My notes are so messy. I don't even know if I can read them. It's mostly just me angry writing.
I love it. It's perfect. All right, well
That's
then.
the energy we're looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's start then. Chapter 12 with the carving. What's our feelings? And just a reminder that no spoilers. So try and stick within our
Well,
chapters.
according to Hurricane,
You can spoil just a
Spoil.
little bit.
Just a tad.
Baby spoiled.
Baby
No.
spoils. But,
I have a question.
yeah.
What if Dara would have said no? Like,
well,
I,
it just
bookends,
popped
I
up when
guess.
yeah, I know, but like,
but what would the sons have done? You dug this guy up from the ground. He thought he was dead. Like, you're just going to kill him again if he's not going to do your will, like, your bidding? That's a
because
great
think about
one.
it. Like, he wakes up and he's like, I'm not supposed to be alive right now. Like, I'm supposed to be with my wife. Like, he could have just still went that route.
Yeah.
So, I always thought like maybe he would have felt robbed and be like, well, I'm just gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Kill myself again.
I've never thought about it. Of like, yeah, what would the Sons of Ares have done?
It's like, oh, these are your options. You can like go do these things that sounds like a lot, or you can just not.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was over anyway, so.
He definitely couldn't go back to the mines. They wouldn't have let it happen.
No. No, because he's hanged and buried. Like,
Yeah, he's dead.
And then he knows too much, right?
way too much.
Yeah.
I think he would have been forced to stay with the Suns.
Mm.
You stay here.
I don't think
In
that
somewhere.
Dancer would have been able to force him to do the carving. He would have just, basically, if he said no to the carving, it would have been like, well, I guess we'll put you to use somewhere else.
Yeah, because he can't. If he didn't go through with the carving, then the plan is null and void. Like it's not gonna.
Well, and can you imagine? Like, they force him to do the carving, and he succeeds, and then he's all of a sudden just this godly gold, and then he just fucks off. Like,
What are they gonna do?
Great.
Ares would put him down. Ares would have to.
Yeah, I think so.
Mad dog.
Fascinating.
But how awesome is it that he keeps his name? Because rereading that today, I loved it so much.
And
he's like,
everybody
you've taken everything from me, but you will not take my name.
Yeah.
And everybody comments on that, like, oh, that's an unusual name. Like, is it? Like, should have been like the first clue to anybody who was suspicious of him, right?
They just always attributed it to the fact that he was like from so far away.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, oh, this guy's from the boonies.
Like, oh, I've never heard of your parents or family or whatever. Yeah, it's because I'm from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Is that what happens in the U.S.? If you don't know that's your hidden place is Wisconsin?
And he in Southern California, if you're not from like New Mexico, Nevada, or the surrounding states, we're like, oh, okay. I'm not going to know anybody else.
That's fair. That is fair.
Just cornfields over here in the middle of the woods.
That's us too.
But yeah, I forgot also how awesome Mateo was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, love him.
Yeah.
Every line, it's all so good.
I was reading he said Dara was saying Mateo worked with Dancer, but he doesn't know if he trusted him. Which was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was where he was saying there's some sort of rift in, the Sons of Ares. But then he was like, he didn't see me get carved, so how is he supposed to know?
Because when he did the dance, and he was like, "You think this is a game?" He's like, "I just know this dance. Like, what's your issue?" Like, thinking.
Yeah, I talked the carving. It was brought up yesterday when we were in chat of the similarities between the carving and Frankenstein. And I know Pierce is a big fan of Mary Shelley, so I just kind of love that. And the idea of like Dancer's almost half afraid of him once he's like, it's like, what have we done? Like, we've created the monster. Like, I kind of
But Mickey was
love-
so excited. Mickey was like, look what I created.
Yeah, which is total Dr. Frankenstein being like, oh, it's alive! It's alive! I love it.
And how
So I
they
found
all
that-
kind of get like weirded out after his results come back of like how high he scored.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, what have we done? Like, not only did we create you, but we made like the best.
We perfected
says, like-
you.
Yeah. Dancer like laughs like manically and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the quote that you were talking about with Mateo, and he asks, "Are you who Dancer says you are?"
Yeah.
And it goes, "I assume that trust ran deep with the sons of Ares. They were of one mind. Here's a crack, a division. Mateo is Dancer's ally, but not a friend."
Ooh.
And it's weird to think about because if you're in this together, shouldn't you still like you have to trust people?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
But they're so different. Think of where Dancer came from versus Mateo. Like, they've both been tortured in their own way, but they could not be more different human beings.
Yeah, and like, obviously Mateo doesn't see Darrow getting carved, and he has lived his whole life being around golds, and he's so convinced by Darrow's performance of the Polemides that he's like, this guy could actually be a gold. And I think that speaks really highly to, they nailed it. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Well, and then he's got it always interests me in how much he has to learn still to become the gold. Like, we know he has to read everything and the mannerisms, and like there's just so much. And who knows if coming out of the mines he was even like he was literate. Who knows? Like, there's just so much going on to become a gold, and he manages to do it in like, we don't quite know how long, but it's not that long.
yeah.
it's like
interesting
months.
because the test scores
Not
came back
long.
and everyone was questioning like, you cheated. Like, obviously you cheated. He's like, I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
I just
They just were really good.
like
They did it well. They did it right. Technology, man.
Yeah.
I want it.
Speaking
Somebody
of
make me
technology,
really-
can we acknowledge the ghost dog that's happening behind Crescent every once in a while?
No, is that what's going on? I'm just
Hey, come here.
Boy.
Not ghost dog. She's a real dog. Come here. Hi.
What's her name?
This is Aspen. Bentley's kicking
Good
around in
name.
the back there.
so cute.
Me. Okay. Down you go. Yeah, they're just gonna wander around in the back.
It just made me laugh of the clear, like, the tails
Yeah.
going in and out of your shelves.
It's actually his tail.
Hey, they're just let's not get into that. Not this kind of podcast.
Got it. We'll save that for later.
Yeah. When we discuss our
Fade to
own
obsidian
carvings.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Slancha.
Yeah, so where are we at? We got the test. Yeah, it comes back and he's so perfect. And then he still has to learn. Because after that is when he goes for, like, horseback riding and stuff, doesn't he? Like, they're still working on him.
Yes.
His pony.
Yeah, because when he goes to the test, he says, Mateo tells me not to talk to anyone. I'm not ready yet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he still manages to get in a conversation with the topic of today's episode,
Mm-hmm.
Cassius. It's our first look.
At the arrogant asshole bully himself.
He was right though about most things.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if it's a spoiler or not.
These specific chapters honestly, he's terrible. And I feel actually kind of bad because if we're only going to talk about 11 through 22, he doesn't really have a whole lot of positive attributes. Most of it is setting up to, like, later on, you know, do his character development and whatnot. But he is so just, even the very first scene he comes
Dude,
in.
he's a straight up dude.
He's
Like,
a frat bro.
Darrow himself says he is all that I despise within the first 5 minutes of meeting him.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't
sense.
even listen to what Darrow's saying. He talks over top of him. He only cares about what he's like. He literally doesn't care what I have to say. He invites him to a sex club that has carved pinks within the first. Like, he's just, he's so mean. So yeah, I don't know. That first interaction they have, I don't know. I can see how other people would be like, oh, he's kind of cool. But to me, it was just like, I cannot stand this guy.
And I think you're supposed to hate him because Darrow is supposed to hate everybody, right? He's like, he sneaks into this world and despises everything that he doesn't know about. Like, it's all this brand new world he's never seen, heard about, and he has to just be like one of them.
But he
imagine the identity crisis you would have.
Yeah, but he jokes with Severo. He's like, I'm laughing my ass off. He would fit in Lambda. Like, this is like joking. And then he likes Broke because of the way, you know, he's very aware of the policies that are going on and like how humanitarian and like how kind of like screwed up everything, like anti-humanitarian, not humanitarian. Yeah. But so he is seeing other people as being good, but Cassius is just arrogant.
My thing, which is in this chunk but slightly past where we're talking, is the thing that sticks out to me is he's the one who names the Howlers to begin with, and it's just straight off, this is what I see of you. Like, you are Screwface, you are Pebble, you are Weed, and I just picture, yeah, like he's a boy. That guy who just shows up at the party, like, demands the attention of the room, and, like, it's his dominance, and then heads straight to the, like, beer pong table to show how good he is. That's what he is.
Oh, hold on. Where is it? So, I don't know if we're allowed to, like, go further. It was 18. They get through, and everybody's, like, picked their houses, and he's, like, looking at Darrow. He's kind of pissed off, because, like, Darrow still has, like, a higher leading than he does. And Antonia, who we don't really like her, but still, we don't know anything about her yet. And he looks at her, and what does he say? No need for nastiness. Now toss me a smile like a good doll. I was like, that's why we don't like him.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
A very Mad Men line, I think.
Yes. You want to hear some survey results that we got? Okay, so we can't share all of them because obviously they go past chapter 22. Because the question we asked is basically whether or not he'd make a good boyfriend. It wasn't even anything to do with, like, him as a, like, person. Just, would he make a good boyfriend? And a few people brought in future books as well, so I've had to censor things. But overall, there is 11 people who are pro, and yes, he would make a good boyfriend.
I disagree with that. I'm still Team Cassius, but no.
14 says he would not make a good boyfriend. And 4 were neutral, and they all seem to be, it's very much the future books got in their way. So it's I liked him till
These are the people that think they can change people, I'm pretty sure. Those 4 people. No, yes. I can change him. I can totally change him.
Do it.
But some of my favorite that I highlighted here. Okay, you want a pro or a con first?
I don't care. What?
Okay.
We'll go
Pro,
with the
because I'm confused.
Okay, so
What
let's go
did you
the
have?
pros. We're gonna go all pros.
Okay.
These are the ones I've highlighted as my favorite and that fit within this section. Somebody put he's a gentleman and a scholar. Like, that's the sentence. He's a
If we're gonna
gentleman.
quote, isn't that from like Panic at the Disco?
That was probably based on future books, right?
I'm guessing, but they didn't say, so who knows?
I don't know. I
Lately,
feel like
tearing
that's
down
fine
again
going.
is what I'm saying.
It might be like, yeah, we are
That sounds
playing
like
the
a
game in the
Pinecone
den. This one is he's much more of a flirt than a fuckboy. And I feel like he would be good with anyone as long as he commits to them and has the same care about them that he has the honor of his family. That's an ongoing thing, is a lot of people bring in the honor and loyalty to his family.
But that's also like the entire culture at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they talk about like your dedication is to your family first. So I think that's why he struggled with Julian and everything. And that's a positive trait, but it also is like one
They all have.
that's nature versus nurture. I think that's a little more nurture.
Yeah. Cassius shows himself loyal again and again prior. Ooh. Well, no, that's not really. It's a
Violent
little
reaction.
bit of a spoiler. Is
Not in-
prior to the reveal of Julian's murderer. I think he is suited. Oh no, I can't say that one because that's not within that. Basically, he's loyal again and again. And then I think he'd be a great boyfriend because to him loyalty matters most and he's really caring. Also always tries to do the best thing in his opinion. I like the little caveat at the end of there.
Okay.
He has to be smart first.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right, the anti are pretty great.
Oh Lord.
He would make a terrible boyfriend. It is best suited with Sophocles since his attention span is the same. Dram is this year because I read it like immediately was like, that is Dram.
Sorry. Yep, that was me.
A little bit also of a spoiler because we don't know who Sophocles is, but I'm gonna let
I
it
know.
pass. I'm gonna let it pass because nobody knows.
What's
It's
it gonna?
fine.
What's it gonna spoil?
Yeah, what's it gonna spoil? Somebody out there needs Sophocles. This one I also know who it is, and before I say it, I'm going to say they are not a member of the den, so don't go after each other for this one. But terrible boyfriend. But he and Darrow could have some hot, angry, acrobatic sex in the low-ass gravity. I'd have paid to read that Oh Wait I Can on OA3, which is fan fiction.
Somebody shoot me the link. I am here for it.
Noelle, if you're listening, Dram wants the link.
Sounds like a little bit of a hate fuck. Like,
He's got
Yes, but shoot me that link. I will read that for science.
yeah,
for
yeah,
science.
definitely literature purposes.
No,
Investigative.
Cassius seems like he would be too focused on his own needs to be attentive boyfriend or lover. Not that he would be intentionally bad, just more oblivious to the fact that others have needs.
Doesn't have the mental fortitude. He's just
Which the good follow-up
what if
after
he
that
missed
is
6 whole questions.
God no, Cassius loves Cassius. No, that asshat is a player. He probably has STDs. Yeah, I said it.
been cured by that time. Come on. We're on like they're rebuilding arms and stuff. He'll be alright.
Yeah, they've cured cancer. It's fine.
Yeah.
Syphilis.
Finally, I think this is the same person to whoever put the EO's goddamn crazy eyes is he a bachelor for life. Life is spelled with a Y.
But like
That's
Yeah.
So, thank you to everyone who submitted those Great answers.
Hydro, do you want to elaborate on that? You were only given 200 characters.
I hated that. I was like, you know what? You only give me 200 characters. This is what you're gonna get, and it was pretty accurate.
It was good. It was like a good length that every time you got long-winded, you're like, fuck, like I'm gonna condense it and get to the point quicker.
Yeah, and
good.
then I have these sweet sound bites rather than your essays that I'm going to have for Golden Sun.
Because EO did have them
I
crazy.
thought we're changing it to 250. That's it.
Yeah. Hydra, were you the crazy?
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Did we guess that? I think we did.
Somebody, I didn't guess it. I thought it was going to be checkmate, but I think you guessed it.
I could see it being checkmate too.
Yeah, I can see that also.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, he's also got them crazy eyes.
Yeah.
It's a kindred spirit.
As I drink, they're just gonna keep turning red because I am allergic to like the nitrates in alcohol.
Wait, Dram.
So I swear it's not like super, but it will turn my cheeks super bright red.
All right. It just looks like blush. You're fine.
I'll take it. Save him up.
Yeah, you've got the dichotomy of gold and red. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on from that, further explanations of our thoughts on Cassius. What are we feeling?
When you meet him, you're not supposed to like him. I like him because of... In this book, later on in the book, because it makes sense. But yeah, when you first meet him, no, it's not... You're not supposed to like him. He is a space F-boy, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you can say fuck.
Yeah, we are explicit.
Spotify says we are explicit.
Hey, my kids are asleep. It's fine. But no, I think that he does show like a softer side when he gets in talking about Julian, and I think that was kind of in these chapters that was probably his high point. We talk the way that he cares about Julian, the way he brings him to the top of the table, and like introduce, the way Julian isn't jealous, he just loves him. That says a lot about how he cares for his family. But generally speaking, I just don't think he is mature enough at this point to really focus on anything other than himself.
Were they all?
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, they're all 18-ish.
How old is Julian?
They're twins. Cassius and Julian.
They're fraternal twins, but they're twins.
I think everyone misses that just because of how Cassius treats him. Yeah, how different they are. I think there's probably in their society and ours that idea of like, if you're the sweeter, like you're usually viewed as younger. If you're that sweeter, caring, like not as big of a hard ass, like
because the way that he admired him when they were on the shuttle or whatever, he was talking about, oh, my brother's probably already here, like he's the greatest man ever. It's like, oh, like, and that's why it's so hard in the passage when Daryl's like, man, seriously?
Yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah. And it's like, he's like, I know I'm supposed to hate him, but I can't. Like,
yeah.
And then
he was so sweet. He's like, I'll just go home. He's like, nobody's going home, bro. Like, one of us, did you not hear the instructions?
Somebody is not coming out alive.
Yeah. He's do that to us, and it's just heartbreaking. And when Daryl holding his head and crying after he killed, like noon, I'm gonna need a drink. Rereading that today.
I was re-listening to it, and I was like, oh, wait, he's never killed anybody before.
Right.
Well, Quick Step would make the argument that Darrow killed EO.
Oh.
She messaged me asking who Darrow's first kill really is. Is it Julian or is it EO?
It's himself.
Ooh.
Because he tried to kill him.
Before himself.
But he didn't kill EO.
He just made her suffering less.
Because he pulled her feet?
He pulls the feet.
Yep.
I know, quick step through that one at me, and I was like,
Big
thanks.
step. Hang with intellect.
It's like one of those things. Yeah, I guess you could consider it like if you shoot an animal because they're hurt or whatnot. But he also who pulled his dad's feet?
Narrow.
Narrow. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. It's so weird rereading. I know we're going backwards, but the more I look at the verbiage that EO uses, it is almost like rereading. You're like, oh my gosh, I really do feel like she had some sort of contact with Sensei Aries.
Mm-hmm.
When she he's like, but EO calls us slaves, and she wasn't super excited about the Laurel, but like all the other kids that were her age were. So there's just so many little hints. I would love for Pierre to elaborate on that at some point.
I don't know if he ever would. I think he's going to keep us in the dark in that one. Let us just continue fan theorizing.
I wonder if like sneakily like looks around at all the fan theories and like wonders, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick one.
Yeah.
I like this one. Put him in a hat.
Put it in the hat. Yeah.
That was
No hats. No hats.
We can't talk
No more
hats. Hats are later. We will discuss hats later.
I'm just gonna get rid of
the
that.
hat. That is chapters. What 20? That's the end of this book. Is the hat. So no hats yet. But stay tuned if you have no idea what we're talking about with hats. We will blow your mind and make you so mad at Pierce. That's what's going to happen. Back to Julian's death, though. So we have him, like, fight and kill, and mercy kill is what I want to call it. Like, Julian fights back, but at the end of the day, like, Darrow tries to do the most graceful thing he can.
He basically euthanizes him.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have that heartbreak after of, which they've all gone through, like, which is crazy that you learn.
And again, Cassius comes out and he's like talking
like
shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I killed this person. And what did he say? Oh, I knew him as he was a boy, but I punched him with something in his trachea. And you're just like, dude, back down. He's like, let's play a game. Everybody tell me who they killed. Because he's trying to kill it. But it's just, there's so much.
Yeah.
I was talking with Pinecone, and I think he made a good point about that. With Cassius coming out and being so arrogant after the passage that he's kind of covering for how ruined he is. Like, he's looking for Julian, he's not coming, and then he's not there, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then we hear Cassius crying in the night.
Yeah, he says
But
he wakes
everybody
up or something.
Sorry, what was that, Dram?
But he still wakes up and makes fun of everybody else. That's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his defense mechanism.
Yeah.
The Howler thing is actually before the passage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it is, because he's talking about the dress.
Yeah, it's at the banquet, but right before the passage.
Yeah.
And then we get all the Howlers actually make it through. Even though they're supposed to be... Good work, team. Good work.
It's because they're all
they're all crafty.
Unusually devious and crafty.
Yeah.
I love that Fitchner calls Severo Goblin from like the gift.
Yeah.
It's
right on
Fitchner being the impetus of the Goblin nickname.
Yeah.
Because
Cassius didn't name him, right? It was...
It's Fitchner who does.
Yeah, it's Fitchner in chapter 21.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Hey, they're hunting
the
Fitchner
deer.
Kills a deer.
He tells him to back.
Find it here.
So they can't. Oh, what is the what is Severo's first line, his introduction? I laughed so hard today.
It's something to Julian about, like,
Yeah.
I was
Julian
raised
asked,
by wolves.
Are we bothering you?
Who raised you?
Yeah, and it's like wolves after your mother's, like, cooch spat me.
Yeah. It's who raised you, and it's wolves after your mother's cooch spat me out.
Yes. It was like, this guy, I like him.
So good.
Which, in the words of Hurricane, you can spoil just a little bit that I like that right off the top we get Severo and the wolves. Like, right off the top.
Yeah.
Like, that's
It's
the opening.
perfect.
Severo and the wolves.
Can I say that Cassius doesn't know how to make a fire? And that's another point.
Don't like
Yeah, it's
none
a
of them.
huge red flag.
Yeah, because they're all
Gold flag? Is gold flag bad, or is it red flag that's bad?
Oh, we should set
A
this
red-
because this can be but for
Just for this universe.
this universe, reds are in theory good.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I know.
technically they're the bottom.
That's true. It is the bottom. You don't want to be the bottom.
So I say red flags are still bad.
Or gold flag's good, or is it white flag?
Those two.
White flags, I feel like, is still surrender, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Help you. No. I just realized we're recording, and if I start singing as a joke,
If you get me taken down on copyright,
yes. Oh yeah. 15 seconds. I think we're good.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, Hydro, get ready.
She knows the rules.
Oh,
I don't know.
Hydro, just for you.
What?
Crescent licked the bottle.
I didn't.
I didn't even see it. I didn't see
I
it.
even told you to get ready.
I was like,
Oh,
what?
maybe next time I pour a drink. Maybe pay attention.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because we then end up, I've got which is, everyone confuses with the Howler symbol, but it is the House Mars symbol is my shirt today. Theming it.
Right.
I don't have any. I think this is all I got.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Stay hydrated, friends.
Over to
Drink
my
your
nerd
water.
corner.
I drink my scotch.
Gonna go to your
Yeah.
curated
What are you gonna show
Howler
us?
post.
Yeah, my little nook that I created earlier today. Again, see? I turned red. It's fine.
Whoa, yeah.
Do you want to show off your Howler jacket? Because it's got the
Oh,
House
sure.
Mars head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you just
Yeah.
put all your things on it?
Un momento. It's a good
This
looking
one's gonna be a
fan.
lot more editing than last week, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, this isn't OnlyFans, actually.
It's because we're just a lot. But no, yeah, I just went ahead and threw some pens on. So I've got
Love it.
little
Yes.
earrings here. This one's one of my favorite. I think it's Bali jewelry
Yeah.
that does
the
all
Dolphins,
the,
yeah.
like the official. I got
Dollar
this like
jewelry.
I got it 2 years ago, and I used to wear it on my nursing badge, like along with like my nursing pins. No one knew what it was. It was fine. And then I think I've put all the sparkle ones on this side, so little
Yes,
Sophocles.
love it.
And of
But
course,
now we're
Sophia's.
actually spoiling who Sophocles is. So.
I mean, kind of.
No.
Might have to
If I
remove
do
you
it
from
really
chat for that, Dram.
Kicked from chat.
Yeah. Out of here.
But no, I think also
Fine,
I'm
Skipper will
gonna
edit
fill
it.
this-
Edit everything.
I'm gonna fill the sparkle pocket with sparkles though. So whenever I go somewhere, I can just like throw sparkles.
Oh, fucking glitter.
Yes,
Seems-
Which, by the way, Salem's glitter that she sent in those packages stuck to my hands for like 3 hours. I'm like, what is in that glitter?
I am terrified that I'm gonna get the really fine glitter.
Yes, because
Yeah.
there's
She's like, "Who got the really fine glitter?" And I'm like,
I'm like,
"Please
why?
no."
Everybody was like, oh, I got the unicorn glitter. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And like, I shook mine. I was like, oh, you son of a.
Oh my, it was everywhere. And then my 2-year-old found it after I tried to like open it, and I only got a little bit out, and I was feeling good about it. And I turn around, and Thea's thrown it everywhere. So she got that for sure.
Salem's like, not my carpet, not my problem.
Yeah. Tag
I'm
your
gonna
I
open
deserve
mine
it after what
outside. I'm opening mine outside.
That's sweet. See, if I was smarter, I would do that.
Well,
That's
this
what I
is
think.
because
I'm
I'm
just
gonna be like
put
one of the
my envelope
last.
up with a push pin. I'm not even gonna
What?
take the patch out. I'm just
There.
not even gonna open it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, theoretically, there's a patch in here, but there's also theoretically glitter.
But yeah, Crescent and I will be the last ones with them probably. So we've just watched it all go down and we know what to do.
Other than our European howlers, of course.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because
Not
we will
bad.
definitely get them before them.
Have you got your package yet, Crescent?
No. When did USPS actually pick it up?
That
was this
Monday?
week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't see it for another week.
Okay. That's crazy.
I'm excited.
But yeah, the guy was a little concerned when he rotated it and things kind of went everywhere. He's like, "What are you sending this man?" It's fine.
It's a glitter
Don't worry about
bomb.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, just a little. Just a little.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Love Howler Mail.
The best. Absolutely. But yeah, sorry if we got off topic.
that's fine. It's all good.
We're giving Skipper all the work of editing now.
The first week was really difficult. Last week was too easy. So this one will hopefully be in between.
We'll take
Yeah,
it.
it's just gonna be
As long as
cutting,
we're not the
cutting
worst.
sections
Goldilocks.
out, not balancing the volume.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to balance volume, we're fine. What's our next topic, Crescent?
Oh, that's a tough ask. How about our out of context quotes?
Ooh, yeah, these are fun.
Did you pull the audio for them?
I tried, but I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to do it until an hour before, so I couldn't listen to all of it. So if you want to just read them out, I think you're fine with that.
Totally fine.
So we've got one. This is way too dry. Or how about
Wait,
the,
is that
That's the quote.
the
That's
actual quote? It's out of context.
it's very out of context.
This is what you're getting. Everybody can try and guess who that
Is
one was.
that checkmate and chicken?
It is, in fact, checkmate and chicken.
Nailing it.
Nailed it.
How about Cassius and Darrow are the same sides of a different coin?
Is it coins?
The same
No.
sides of a different coin. That is beautiful. We need to use that from here on out.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Who was that?
Do we not have Skipper? You know already?
I think you told me. Is it Pinecone?
That one's
Oh.
checkmate.
That's
Checkmate's
checkmate.
got double trouble today.
Checkmate, man.
Okay, it's okay, buddy. We still love you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my argument just went out the window.
That one I want in a soundbite in the same way we use hurricanes.
Yeah, I
Don't
was
spoil it.
really, really hoping you were gonna have that one for a soundbite.
I know.
We'll have it for
For
every
next
other
week.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one we can all hit, so it's like, ooh, my argument just went out the window.
Yeah.
So every time somebody says they love Cassius, I can respond and somebody can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate him so much.
Okay, but
So-
so why do you love him so much?
Between these chapters,
You
I didn't love him in these chapters.
Well, okay.
Oh, I honestly felt bad. I was like, there's no way to defend him in this.
No, you can
Poor girl.
Pinecone did a really good job while we were in chat yesterday of doing it, just based on like his love for Julian and
Yeah.
like that
Because you
element.
see, like, how humble he gets when he realizes when he's looking around and he's looking for his brother and he's like, I'll be here soon, like, he's just running late, whatever. And then when all the seats fill up and he's like, oh, fuck, like, is it just me now? And do I have to bring honor to my family because my dad's gonna get on my ass about everything now? And Julian was his favorite, like, so you see, like, how human he becomes in that moment. So you feel for him, but then he just picks right back up and is just like, all right. Well, I guess it's just all me now. I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
I think a positive thing about Cassius is like Darrow notices he's always got a kind word for Julian. He's a
Stanley.
very devoted brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him that for sure.
Yeah.
It's more of like his opinion on women that rubs me a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
He was the only person to say,
Rotten
you know,
peach.
you have Titus and the pinks. He's like, oh, so we can make slaves of the gold. He's like, oh, are we going to make them, you know, Titus is like, can we kill them? And Cassius is like, can we make them pinks? And I was just like,
Yeah.
that's rough. I don't know. I just don't. Somewhere between that and now toss me a smile like a good doll was a little.
See, that one's the one, I think, just because of the mentality of we know how they, like, with the class system, they're raised to mistreat the pinks. Not that it's excusable, but they're raised for it. But the, like, toss me a smile like a good girl is that one that I'm like, so we are how far in the future and you still think women are below you?
Yeah.
Like, that one to me is the, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to show how golds are, and that's why it needs to end, right? Mm-hmm. That's why Darrow has his mission that he has to complete. He's like, I gotta kill Julian, I gotta fit in, I gotta infiltrate, I gotta find the supplier, I gotta infiltrate the dealer. You gotta get the job done. He just has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't brought up my infamous quote from the den about Julian. Not Julian.
Oh, gosh.
About Cassius, which is...
Oh, dolphins?
He's a dolphin. So I will give full credit to the comedian Catherine Ryan, and to paraphrase her stand-up comedy routine, it would be that Cassius is like a dolphin, great to enjoy on vacation, but you wouldn't want him in your home. Like, I can see him, like, again, he's a frat bro, like, boy.
Yeah.
So much fun if you're on the beach in, you know, the Caribbean. Take me to an all-inclusive club. That's great.
Absolutely.
Have fun, but at the end of the 2 weeks, see ya. Because I don't think he can really hold a conversation that well. Like, he doesn't
Not very smart.
No, like, the insults would get old real quick. His arrogance would get old real quick. As a few people said, Cassius loves Cassius. Like, he'd be fun for a couple weeks, and then I'm done with him. So that's why I'm always kind of in the middle with Cassius. I'm like, I could keep you around for a bit, but then, like, I don't want you long term. So yeah, he's a dolphin.
He is. And he is, especially in the first two books. I think that we get a lot more character development, and we could go into different... And I feel like my reasons for not liking him as a character also develop with that. Like, they're different as he gets older. So, another conversation, another...
I was going to say, is this Dram volunteering for a podcast in the middle of Morning Sun? Or Morning Star, sorry.
I was going to say, I feel like we should bring you both back from Morning Star and see how this goes.
She's going to tear me apart is what's going to happen. This was way too this time.
I think I messaged you.
Hydra's definitely going to come prepared next time.
Yeah.
I think I messaged you too. I was like the beginning of Morning Star. And you're like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't need to think about this right now and how depressing it is.
It was like 11:30 in the morning too. I was like, oh, hey, by the way, remember this scene? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it have to do with the cloak? Is that the scene you're talking about?
No, like the first 3 chapters.
Like, I'll edit it out of him coming out of Morning Star. Of him coming in.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Darrow
sorry,
coming out
I
of the
thought you were
box.
talking about how she liked Cassius' behavior during that time period. You remember because he took off something. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll come back
I'm gonna
to
get in trouble.
both of you.
I'm gonna get kicked out.
This Come on now.
Why do you think because Daryl didn't necessarily like Cassius, but why do you think he sided with him instead of Titus?
Oh, Titus was violent. Titus was anger without direction. Cassius had the name. He has a suave, like, you know, he has the personality, and he knew that Cassius was going to rise to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was going to rise to the top, he needed to be with him. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
And they challenged each other on that first day where they take off running. Because they weren't like super before that. And Cassius is like, hey, you want to come down there? Yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes. That was cute.
And then they like after that they were like, okay, cool. We're cool, we're buddies.
We're bros.
Yeah.
But imagine
beginning of Thunder and Lightning.
Mm.
Oh yeah. That was awesome.
Talking about bros, what about Roke, who's in approximately 2 pages of this? So we can't really see.
And I really love him in this.
I see him in these early stages as like the royal advisor. Like he always just seems to be there, like quoting his wisdom into the world.
And he's so smart.
Right when he leaves after Julian, Daryl walks out and he's like, Roke is the first person he sees. And what does he say, Crescent? He has a quote or something.
When you're pushed into the deep, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to swim.
When you're thrown into the deep, if you don't swim, you'll drown. So keep swimming, my friend.
Yeah. It's like the nicest way to be like, yeah, we got ourselves in some shit, but we got to keep going.
Like, yeah.
He's always
sack up. Let's get moving here.
Mm-hmm.
Which Roke didn't have a Howler name, right? He was just known as the poet. They just called him the poet.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like they didn't call him poet. They were like, Roke, you are the poet.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Beyond anything more than that, that's like proper spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roke does not get bestowed a Howler name by Cassius. No, for sure not.
But did you guys catch who actually coined Darrow as the Reaper?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Ceres. Proctor Ceres.
Proctor Ceres, which I didn't realize that until the reread today, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's the one who called him the Reaper.
Which, were they just having that conversation all nonchalantly as like shit was going down? Like they were just talking about
yes, they were.
Drink.
I was like,
she's talking about Kitchener up in the palace, like there's all that like banter back and forth. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, they're just like hanging out in grab boots above like this fight that's going on. They're just flirting.
Flirting, drink.
Yeah,
those are a whole other.
Yes.
What's all of our first impressions of Fitchner?
Oh, good answer.
It's gonna be, you gotta contain it.
Yeah, keep yourself reined in here.
But
no, my first impression was he reminded me of Haymitch from the Hunger Games. Like the same attitude, the same like drunkenness.
Oh my gosh, great comparison. Absolutely.
Yeah. For me, because they're House Mars and like that rage, that everything, like he fully embodies the god Mars. Like he just has it to a T, which he's supposed to. Like that's why he's the proctor. But for me, it was the comparison was undeniable, and I just loved that. And so then you knew what you were getting out of him. Like there was like him punching the student in the face. You're like, yep.
My favorite part, because I wasn't sure how I felt about him after he punched Darrow, but then after Darrow kicks him in the leg, he just starts laughing and walks out of the room. Like, I like him.
Yeah, he's like, that's what I was looking for.
You're like, there it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, Darrow didn't say anything to him, right? He kept talking, like egging him on, and Darrow's just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm talking back to you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I really like Fitchner in the early sections. He's just, God, he's so irreverent. Like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like he's
No
at,
fucks.
at the top of what we expect out of somebody who's described as hatchet faced and like a bronzy, essentially, and he's got the smell of metabolizers he's chewing.
Mm-hmm.
Popping his gum.
He just doesn't give a fuck. Just I love him.
Yeah. No, he's great throughout. We'll
And
have
then
to touch
Sarah, you
base.
guys- What?
Where he had tried out for the Rage Night.
I was just gonna say
Mhm.
that. I was gonna.
Oh, that's
We can't.
Is that not?
But like that, I know.
that's
but
that's well on.
series, the Proctor series.
No,
mentioned-
that was in chapter 22, wasn't it? Are we
It
not
was.
supposed to
Or-
read chapter 22?
We can do chapter 22. You can't do chapter 23. Hold on. Crescent's got the book.
Hold up.
It's when House series is
Yeah.
Proctor series. Talking. She says, "I understand why you tried out for the Rage Night position.
She was thirsty.
You know what? I missed that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take."
In your face, encyclopedia.
This is the
What?
first time Crescent's been wrong.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Just a second, tiny human. So
Oh.
sorry.
Nope, that's okay. We can pause.
You know what? I like it now.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like cigarettes. I messaged her when she bought a bottle, and I was like, "You got the." My friend says it
Doesn't
tastes
taste like
cigarettes.
darts.
Darts. A dart.
What?
That's a real thing that gets said around here, Skipper.
I don't believe you. I
No,
think it's
for dirt.
only said ironically.
Are you trying to say
No.
dirt?
No, dart.
A dart.
Like a dart?
A dart.
Cigarettes.
No, that's a
dart.
dart, but it's a dart. It's the same word, but it's a dart.
I've never tasted a dart before.
It's a cigarette.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
You
have
and your-
out clips of this one. We're gonna have after. It's just gonna be us being so Canadian and being like, "This is a Mickey. This is a dart." I still can't find my tooth.
The people
I don't
need to
where it
know.
is.
Oh man, I'm feeling this too much. I need to focus. I didn't take as many notes as
That's okay. You want to see my page? This is our guest list.
What?
That's all the notes I took. Just relying on my encyclopedic knowledge.
And I'm relying on Crescent's encyclopedic knowledge.
Well, this is all I have. Cassius, space F boy.
It's the important things.
Oh yes, it is. 21.
Yeah, I'm like, I
Oh,
just.
you devil! No wonder you interviewed for the Rage Night Post. Okay, yeah, my bad. Fuck that one up.
Thirsty ass little hoe.
Aries? Oh, absolutely.
Which is fine. That's fine. You can be thirsty.
Can confirm.
I'm just.
By the way, reading these two side by side is insane. Like,
What? How far are you into Dark Age?
okay, so like with my
Since we're
eyes,
cutting this whole ass section out.
with my eyes, I'm on chapter 25. But I was like listening to it, and I'm on chapter 30. I'm like, how did I get here? Because I fell asleep. Oh, I need to go.
Well, that is honestly, that's a great chapter to
25.
stop at. No,
Oh.
30.
Oh, okay. So, but I was so focused on this one because I'm like, oh, this is fine. Like, I can reread this week, and then I've just been distracted and like life happens. So,
Yeah.
do I want more?
Yes.
I got a Coke after this, so am I gonna just drink Crown Royal straight?
I mean, you can't.
That's like a late night frat boy shit, yeah.
Do you have to work tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 6 a.m.
Ew. What time is
It's
your
10
3 hours?
It's 10 now.
Cali.
Oh shit, the room's spinning. Just gonna sit still now.
All right, maybe have your water then.
Dram
I know it's
didn't leave her OnlyFans going.
No.
Small one.
Well, because before she set her phone down and there was a fan in the picture. So OnlyFans.
Oh.
What did you say swill was?
It's distilled Grendel. Grendel's a fungus.
Mm.
It is, yeah, right? It sounds awful.
What's Beowulf?
Beowulf, yes. Grendel
Yeah.
is the
Uh-huh.
monster in Beowulf.
There was a girl in my high school that nobody liked, and we called her Grendel. I was really mean.
Are we
Saw that reaction
discovering? Are we discovering that Hydro is actually
Was a high school bully?
Cassius?
She actually is a bully.
That's why she likes Cassius, because she's
It's right.
the bully.
Oh, I was a hella bully.
Oh,
Girl.
puppy.
Hi, lady. Is that lady?
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Hydro, you better pay attention.
What I miss?
Not
I
much.
don't even know.
The room is spinning for Hydro.
Oh no, what's wrong?
I told her to drink some water.
Linga boomaloo.
And then Crescent told me to drink more. I'm like, this is not a good idea.
I didn't think one was going to twist you up that bad.
No, I had 2. 3? I don't know
Oh
how to get them.
Well, this has
Lightweight.
gone off the rails. I was going to say, this is my third, and I had a couple ciders before we started.
Oh, wow.
I'm with you.
I ate a couple hours ago, so I should be fine. Mathematically
Wait, you
speaking. Yeah, I know, right?
Supposed to do that?
I hear
Now we're
a small
making
person.
Skipper's job difficult.
Un momento, por favor.
Okay.
Lo siento.
It's all good.
I'm not licking mine.
I don't like just get better bottles. I feel like that doesn't happen to me.
Right? Have you ever watched...
Not pouring it right.
No, it sounds like I am pouring it right.
Where's the fun in not licking the bottle?
Have
I'm
you
gonna
seen
take
that
I'm gonna take you saying that, and then I'm gonna edit like an entire season together of you licking bottles.
That'll be the bloopers at the end of the season.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. Yes. You brought this upon yourself.
Yeah.
You act like I'm complaining.
You'll be known as the liquor.
It's okay.
Yeah, but you'll have to spell it Liquor.
Oh.
I am the liquor of bottles.
Pop Top tried to call me out today that I said that I was okay with the calculus and not the shitting myself. And I was like, yes, okay. Please put that on record.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Hi.
Dram's back.
We can't hear you.
You have to unmute it.
Thank you.
You did it. Great.
Ghost.
Hey, it's Ghost.
It's real Ghost.
What's up?
Unlike Crescent's ghosts, it's real Ghost.
You have to circle 3 times. It's fine.
OCD.
You're right.
Yep.
I don't even remember what we were.
Obsessive
Oh,
compulsive dog.
I remember what we were talking about. Was the rage
Sorry.
night. So we're gonna pretend that Crescent has just found the quote on the rage night, so we can call him out
Okay.
for being wrong.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, Crescent's wrong. Crescent's
Say it
wrong. It's
Say it again
Let's hear it.
slowly.
Okay.
one more time. Crescent was wrong.
I would like that as a soundbite as well. I'm gonna put that on
Oh,
my
shit.
Steam.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You know what? I'll cheers to that. That's fine.
Crescent is wrong for once. We're gonna have a score, and it's in 3 episodes so far. Once.
I believed in you, man.
Hayden approves of this whiskey. Nobody is allowed to know that Crescent's name is actually Hayden.
Stop making me edit things.
Oh, I was going to let you leave that in.
Isn't it weird to note, like, 2 names for everybody? Like, Hydro, right, you will always be Hydro in my head. And Skipper, your name, like, real name is my sister's name, so it's, like, super, I'm like, what?
Anyway, all right, back on topic.
Okay.
He tried out for the Rage Knight position, apparently, but I guess he didn't get it. There, you know. But isn't that the position that Lauren actually held at that point in time?
Which, do you have to try out? I thought you get chosen. That's what I thought.
No, it's a tryout process.
Yeah.
They break it down in gold.
So they do talk about actually Lorne being the Rage Knight in chapter, I think it's 16, the draft.
Yes, they don't, because he's there, but he hasn't gone. They don't know who he is.
Yeah,
which he had never been
he's
mentioned
wearing a
before,
mask,
right?
but Darrow can tell right away who he is. It's like he's
older,
older, thick, gold, and he's like, "This is Lorne Au Arcos,"
which is our first introduction.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because he said it, and like I know who he is because I read it, but I was like, "We're just supposed to know."
That Fitchner and Lorne were in a competition for the Rage Knight at some point in time.
I don't think so, because Lorne...
He hadn't retired.
Spoilers. Lorne was in the process of retiring. And Lorne had been the Rage Knight for like 60 years.
But the thing is we know... Spoilers for Golden Sun.
This is not going well tonight.
Dang it. Okay.
Poor Skipper.
These conversations without like going a little bit further. But I felt that like a little snippet for like later on that I didn't catch the first read through.
So what I said we might do is we will redo almost a read through again after we get to the end of Lightbringer. And then do spoilers again, almost as we lead into Red God.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like an absolutely full go.
If you've
spoilers,
listened this
everything.
long.
Yeah.
Free folk. If anybody knows that reference, nobody.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Was a Reddit for people in the Game of Thrones world.
You said free folk.
Oh, yeah.
Who didn't care about the spoilers and whatnot. So if you got on the Free Folk Reddit, you know, nobody tagged.
So we'll do a second round of everything and do that.
Yeah. Which, you just said Red God, which means it's not a spoiler. But did you notice how many times they referred to wanting to make a god? He's like, I don't want to make... Mickey, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
My brain's terrible with names. He was like, I don't want to make you a god. I want to make you a god. And it's referenced over and over and over again. Like, in a very short period of time. And the only thing I have is Red God. Like, over and over. I'm like, that's where he pulled that from. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah. My assumption would be. Because Golden Sun is... in Crescent... correct me on this. Isn't that EO refers to Darrow at some point as a Golden Sun?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think it's Darrow referring to himself.
Oh, as the Golden Sun,
staring the pit viper in the eye, as it were.
Yes, but yeah. So yeah, not a spoiler, but yeah, definitely, the upcoming books are. We assume, but
his names of his books also being, like a synonym for the devil? I've always wondered.
Well, especially Morningstar, because Morningstar is Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer, Morningstar.
Also, what's the other one? Lightbringer's Lucifer. Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, what's he playing at here? Like, where's his head there?
We
I
shall
think somebody
see.
said today too. They were talking about how there's so many different gods and different factions or something. Like everybody believes in a different god. And
Yeah.
it was interesting.
Yeah, 'cause
In the
we're-
book,
Yeah, so like we know within the current chapters, because Skipper's gonna stay within the current chapters, so she doesn't have to edit. But you guys can then make me edit things out. Um,
real.
we know that the Reds have their gods in the Vale, and they have their beliefs. And the Golds, I don't believe, have any.
Are gods. They think that they
Yeah,
are the god, so they don't worship anything but themselves.
yeah. And then to try and avoid spoilers, but just to that. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say that the Obsidians, it's the Norse mythology, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
base rooted there. Which does always get back to my, ongoing conversation about how the Reds are connected to the Irish and the Celtics.
Yeah.
That they all still align, like the Reds, or the Golds then, with the Romans. Like, they all still kind of align themselves, even though chances are they are not the descendants. Like,
Right.
they just have aligned themselves in what makes the most sense. Yeah.
To their culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the Golds are, polytheistic, but not in a way that they actually worship or like
No.
pray or anything. Like, it's the ideal of it.
Mhm.
Like at these different, values that they put like personification to. But
Yeah. Which then, now I'm just like, in my head as I get when we're discussing things like this, is the passage, and then in the Institute, is kind of gladiator-esque.
oh yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
100%. Like, you're sending the two people in to their
One
death.
person.
Yeah. Like, one person returns. And the gladiator fights, they didn't just do one-on-one. They did versus the animals and full team battles. They could flood. This is my favorite thing, is they would flood the Colosseum so that they could do ship-to-ship battles. Like,
Shit.
yeah,
Real thing.
that is a real
I
thing.
would know that.
I've never been to Coliseum.
How?
Yeah. I don't know, but they could put it so
Small
that the
ships.
whole thing would flood and they could do ship-to-ship battles. And, like, the Colosseum's not even actually the biggest of the,
Arenas?
yeah, no. It's just the one that's kind of the most, like, the best preserved. But anyway, but yeah, so they would do ship-to-ship battles. So then when you look at how the Golds proceed, you can see how they're bringing that back and not having ship-to-ship battles, or else I'd be way happier. There's no boats, and I don't think the entire series, there's one damn boat. Pierce, I know I once asked for a dragon, and you gave it to me, but give me a boat. Give me a boat, Pierce.
It's so much easier.
It's so much.
Dragon.
Also, I just realized how big of a spoiler that is.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm right here.
Kinda. Is it?
I mean,
You're fine.
I'm gonna cut it so it says, Pierce, I know you gave me a, and it just blank, and then it says, give me a boat.
I keep forgetting there's. Well, I'm not gonna do that either. Just stay within the chapters, people.
We're the worst.
Yeah, why did we ask you guys on here?
I think because
Terrible.
we're in voice chat too much that we just keep forgetting this is not common voice chat.
We're recording something. To be fair, I really did break down in notes. I thought
Yeah, you fucking nailed it.
Okay, what else is on your notes? What else are we
Yeah.
going to?
Yeah, what have we not talked about from your notes?
it's all literally cash bash is what I have it tagged at the top, and it's all the quotes about how terrible he is. I thought that
I love it.
style, like us going back and forth about why he's like good or bad. But then I realized that those poor chapters, I was like, there's not a chance. Like there's just not enough there. I don't know. I went in, I'm talking about him like sleeping with carved girls. Then he named all the dregs. One of the things that we don't really talk about is that we talk about people being space racist, so racist against other colors.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk enough about how Cassius is almost class racist. Because when he sees that that Darrow is scored higher than him, the first thing he says is, Darrow says he makes sure to mention that he doesn't know Darrow's parents.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's like he's discrediting him.
yeah, he's like, okay, well, you scored, but it doesn't matter because your parents are nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And I really never looked at it as the golds are so stratified within themselves, not just between color to color.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Which I thought we would get a little bit further, so I can't even go through those because the next couple chapters, there's some large things that happened with Cassius, and
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He does
just because
better.
on that point of the, like, yeah, definitely who the families are, who knows who. I think it's not within these chapters, but I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say that there is someone who fully says, like, I am an iron gold, which is the first we hear about it. And that's where you get that spark of, like, yeah, 100%, like, they know their background and who's got that ranking, kind
Right.
of the families. Like, that's we were saying how important the families are.
Who was it who didn't even participate in the test or whatever, but died in the passage?
Priam. Yeah, Priam gets put directly in because he's supposed to just be the best.
Yeah.
Mom owns both moons, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which I'm like trying to justify with like Julia Industries in my head as like a cohesive book, but
yeah, like it would be interesting. I don't know if we know of anyone else that gets put directly in because we know Cassius and Julian's family is very high ranking and they don't automatically get put in.
So it's like I don't know. And we don't hear much about his mom further on down the road.
No, but Darrow mentions, he's like, oh, there's going to be some hell to pay now that their son is dead. Like,
yeah, she's gonna raise hell because her son wasn't meant to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Almost just slipped.
Money means nothing still. Like,
Yeah.
No.
But do we know Antonia's last name in this part?
Yeah.
We do.
Severus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she just says Au Severus.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because they have different last names, don't they?
Yeah.
Well,
now
Is
I'm
that a
causing the editing.
technically,
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll move on. I'm just thinking of
yeah.
So we know Priam gets exempt. We don't know of anyone else who gets exempt.
mhm.
And we don't in any other classes has there been specific people that have been exempt.
Mhm.
We never hear them again the rest of the series.
Yeah, there's no confirmation of anybody else that's a premier. But we could assume that in every class there's, the top
One.
10 or top, I think it's the top 10 people or the top 12 is like one per house that it's these people
okay.
in this house, full stop.
So does that now I'm like, is Priam he goes in after not and he doesn't even have to be drafted.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I think there's an alliteration. It's like Precious Priam the Premier.
I love it.
So
okay.
Please.
Sorry, what was that?
Just nothing. That was a 7-year-old joke that I was saying that there's so much pee.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
That's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he doesn't make it through, which is absolutely shocking for everybody. because you assume if he's going to be the top, my guess is, and I'm sure they laid it out, that it's like the top and the bottom go together, and then you bring it, which means the midriffs have that 50-50 chance.
1 to 100, and
yeah, like, and then you're going to get that 50-50 chance.
60 is with 40, and
yeah,
51 is with 50.
Do you think Cassius was relieved when Priam didn't get in?
Oh, probably, because then he can prove himself as top shit.
Yeah.
Because we're talking chapter 21, he's already saying that we don't need, it's going to take us a long time to compete and get somebody to be a Primus. So let's just pick a leader now. Like, who do you guys think there should be? Who do you guys think the leader should be? You know, maybe.
Yeah, and obviously if Priam was still kicking around, he's going to be the obvious one because,
So
yeah.
And then
pretty stoked about that. He can thank.
No, Leah. Was it Leah who was like, "Well, they got us food."
Was Leah? Leah loves. I think she likes Darrow a little bit because when they were on the run, which is another one of my quotes, but or like snippets. Leah actually is hurt and she can't run, so Darrow and Roke pick her up and carry her. Throughout, and it wasn't until Roke like fell and like got like he was super tired that Cassius was like, all right, I guess I'll help.
He switched off. Yeah.
Butthead.
Yeah.
You should have been there.
Not see how honorable that is? Like, I got her. It's fine. I got her.
But isn't that Roke who says that's honorable? It's not Cassius.
No,
Yeah, Roke takes
Roke's
the first shift, and then Cassius is like,
And he's like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Cassius doesn't get points because he gets the second shift.
Exactly.
Good attempt. This is when...
No. I hate how much I love Roke in these. Sweetie.
I always, like, it's going to be fun when we get into the real Roke scenes. Because somebody's sitting there just waiting.
You? Crescent? Do you love Roke? No? Skipper?
You never liked him?
I have a soft spot for Roke.
Yeah.
I can't talk about Roke, though.
Yeah. I will say that Roke, which I can say in these first few, because we do get him being long-winded and the advice, he is the opposite of a Dolphin. That I don't, like, I think I would be fine with him being around the house, but I don't want him on vacation because I'd be sitting there trying to, like, read or something, and he'd be, like, quoting, like, the sunset as, like, whatever, and it's like, just let me enjoy the sunset. just
please.
I get it. You're romantic. We don't need words right now.
I was debating whether or not, because we did on the survey ask the rote questions, but I think too much gets into much later. But there is a lot that is about how... I'll pull up a few of them here. Hold on.
And it's so hard, too, because you're like, just in this book. But...
Yes. But there's a lot about... Yeah, that's it, is everyone's like... He can be thoughtful and sensitive and then throw something else, and it's like, we're not talking the rest. Roke is the only dateable male character in Red Rising. Everyone else has so much growing up to do, but boyfriend material, I'd like him to take me to prom more like.
Because he's trustworthy. Parents will like him.
Prom. We're gonna have a damn good time. I'll marry Roke.
I'm sure he's a tender lover.
It's not wrong.
I'm trying to do this without spoilers here. Sure. He seemed capable of being a good partner to someone. There's somewhere that someone calls him I think it's... Oh, maybe it was... Somebody called either Roke or Cassius a golden retriever.
I think it was Cassius.
I think it's Cassius.
makes more sense.
Oh, yet he's sweet and attentive. He's loyal and wise. He's willing to put up a fight, but will only use force as a last resort. Super romantic and very loyal. Like, everyone, I think, is very Team Roke unless they get other things from things we're not
unless
talking
they
about.
let the later
Yeah.
sections color their opinion.
Possibly he
Because-
seems decent enough as a person, good heart, but possibly misguided. Possibly.
Sweetest boy.
Because all you see
Oh.
from him in our designated chapters is just like, oh wow, this guy's pretty
Kind.
opposed to all the other golds.
Mhm.
You're like, his attitude is completely
Yeah, it's like there's a quote in chapter 20.
yes, please educate us.
Roke knows what he does because his mother's on the board. He loathes his mother, and only then do I realize I should like him.
Yes.
Okay, so here's one. Hot take. But in Red Rising, Roke is very dateable. Thoughtful, loyal, thinks with his head and not other things as much as some other characters. Boyfriend material.
Absolutely.
I bet he would be a great boyfriend if you shared his exact views on society.
Well,
Didn't he? Never met.
he didn't agree with it though, but he just went along with the rules. Like he's like, this isn't right.
Yeah, that's
Those are the
literally
rules.
what that quote I just said was from. It's basically like, he doesn't like what it's about.
Absolutely. He's gentle, passionate, and romantic. He's an unexpected rose among the golds. Like, it's an overwhelming people would date Roke. Especially in Red Rising.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Oh, on paper, yes. I think he's too idealistic to last long in a relationship. Seems like he would constantly be chasing a standard that doesn't exist. Oh,
That is
With it down.
which I think goes along with my like, please stop talking at some point.
I love you, but shh.
So Daryl's relationship with Roke compared to Cassius is like he wants to like Roke and he wants to hate Cassius, but he has to befriend Cassius in order to get the job done.
Raz.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically compromising his morals like right now because Cassius is the stronger one.
Mm-hmm.
What does he say too? He's like he's so, was it the blade? Something. He's like he could kill me.
Yeah.
If he found out that I killed his brother, I'm gone.
Yeah.
The first time.
Oh yeah, like if he knew that his brother's blood was under my nails.
Which he didn't tell him. He told him some lie, some believable lie.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
said
oh,
he
I
was very.
made something up.
Which I do not blame him on.
No, you're not gonna openly that first day.
I'm trying to fit in.
Questionable. Why did Julian even end up in House Mars? If it's supposed to be the Rage night, like house, like the War house.
It wasn't anything other than a sacrifice.
You're right.
They knew that. Ugh.
So that means that some of the other low ones may not also have belonged, but they actually got through in one way or another.
That's how I feel about Pebble. I think she's sweet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even Leah. Like,
yeah, how did Leah get in there? I'm sorry.
She wasn't supposed to make it, right? It was probably just like dumb luck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She was limping afterwards.
Yeah.
She's just
I think
crying.
it says something about some of them being there to temper us.
Yes. That was about Quinn, though.
But at the same time, if it's about Quinn, then it might be about Leah as well.
Oh, yeah. It was spoken in Golden Sun about Quinn.
Because, yeah.
Sorry.
Can't mention Golden Sun.
He's up here sighing like he pays bills.
Ghost,
Where?
get
Sleep.
it together, Ghost.
Like he pays bills. I did that today.
Ooh,
His-
this one says, no, he always thinks he's right. Would make a terrible boyfriend.
I don't know. I married my husband on that account. He's always right.
Actually,
learned
from
that
what
early
we
on.
heard last night, Dram's husband is always right too.
He is.
See?
You gotta marry a man who's always right.
You have to,
You'll never go wrong.
because otherwise you just run circles around him. You gotta get somebody who can put you in your place and be like, nah, you're wrong.
Damn it.
Is that why I'm single? Is because I refuse to be with someone who tells me I'm wrong?
Live
That's-
that.
In the
These
box. In the box.
Yeah, and that goes to Jackal's box.
All right. I'll go to the box.
But I love that our response to one of the questions that came out in the den this week was fairly similar.
Yeah, that you put something and I was like, Dram, I've already put it, but I put it in the box.
You're like, I had to move it over there. And
I
I'm
had
like,
to
fair.
go into the box. Just for anyone, because I might not cut this part. Anyone listening, if you were in the Howler's Den, we have, if you get a little bit too much in your feelings, we have the Jackal's box that we go and talk about our feelings in. And there were some things about EO and about a few other things that I was like, relationship problems. Sounds like me. To the Jackal's box.
Box we go. You're like, is this response what I want to write here? No, I'm gonna. No.
No, we're going to the box.
You know, Primus Salem will clean out the box like once a month, so we don't have to deal with it anymore. It's great.
It's great.
Brings hose in, just
Yeah.
Clean it up.
yep.
Clean slate.
Yeah. Where do we end on this? This chapter ends with the division of everybody, right?
Yeah, so the end of chapter 22 is Vixus takes House Mars's first slave, and instead of being disgusted, Darrow finds that he's jealous.
Hmm.
And he's worried about Vixus actually having some sort of power too.
Yeah.
Like he's like, now he has momentum, and that's a problem because they're effing nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vixus claiming a slave give Titus's faction
Right.
power, like gives them legitimacy.
And they all know that they're like, we do not want him to be
Yeah.
the legitimate hero of this clan. He is napalm. He's gonna burn bright fast, and
Yeah, he
Burn it.
said it early on, like, Titus is not who he's no. He's bad news. I don't
Yeah.
get rid of him.
Not that we can go deep, but where
I
is
know.
the first reference to Titus?
at the table
One.
At the table.
after
Yeah, I think it's at the banquet
yeah
where
after the,
Darrow meets Titus and almost breaks his hand, and his he's surprised that if nothing else, my grip is stronger than his.
Oh, was that him?
yeah, but he realizes also that his hands are stronger than any other person you've seen.
Yeah. He
Yes,
doesn't
this
like there's
this
that.
is a lot where the Helldiver hands comes into play. Like this is where Darrow really starts to really leans into the whole, like, my hands are deadly weapons, my hands are incredible.
Well, because he
type
snipes the
Such a-
stylus or something, right? Like he
Yeah.
takes the
Yeah,
thing.
he
That was-
snags the stylus in the testing, and then he almost actually no, when he shakes Cassius's hand for the first time,
Yeah.
he said, with a grip like that, I imagine you're a terror with the razor.
He has no idea what
And
a razor
then
feels like.
um
Well, he
And
thinks
then
that Mickey.
when Titus tries to establish dominance,
He stares
I
him down.
almost break his hand. Give me a second here.
Because
Is
it happens with Cassius and it happens with Titus. Cassius
Yep.
gives up quickly with his grip, and then with Titus, Darrow realizes how strong he is.
Because when he hugs, is it Mickey or Mateo? He picks them up, or Dancer. I don't remember. He picks one of them up, and he's like, "Oh snap! I forgot. Like, I have gold
Again,
power."
it's that Frankenstein moment with the young girl, right? Like, you accidentally, the monster kills the girl accidentally, because I mean he does it in this, but it's that reflection of what power he could hold.
He punched Mateo in the shoulder and like dislocated it.
Yeah.
And he felt really bad about it. He's like, I'm sorry. And then he has like the shampoo bottle to his neck, and he's like, this isn't a shampoo bottle, it's a razor. And he's like, what the hell is shampoo? Like, what shampoo is?
So I found the quote about Titus.
Let's go.
So I throw my hand out to a tall brute named Titus, whose neck is as thick as my thigh. He squeezes too hard on purpose. He's surprised when I nearly break his hand, but damn is his grip strong. The boy's even taller than Cassius and I, and he's got a voice like a titan. But he grins when he realizes that my grip, if nothing else, is stronger than his.
Okay.
Helldiver.
Helldiver hands.
Darrow's Helldiver hands.
Did I just hear tiny people at your house, Crescent?
No, that's probably my roommate.
Is your roommate
the only
a tiny
child
person?
I have is my roommate.
No, that's fair. He's your child. Get it?
Yes.
Right.
He's a 6'4", 240-pound child.
Holy shit! It's a big man.
Can you break his hand? I don't think so.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Pull wrenches all day.
You pull what?
I pull wrenches all day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. What do you do? Now that I forget.
Commercial refrigeration.
There you go.
He'll fix
That's
all your problems, is what he does.
And your furnace.
Oh, nice.
Dryer.
You ever watch Community?
The
No.
The
Damn it.
truest.
I am the truest repairman.
I went for it, and then I forgot if it was truest or ultimate. Truest repairman. Except for you're Abed and I'm Troy. Let's be serious.
Yeah, I have serious Abed energy when it comes to Red Rising and Community.
I love our question of the day, which, by the way, shout out again to the Den.
Mm-hmm.
We have Quick Step does like our question of the day.
Woo-woo.
Boop, boop. But no, it's lots of fun, and if you guys are listening, you should definitely join the Den. But what was today's like? If you could describe a movie character.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
TV or movie.
Three movie or TV characters.
Yeah. It was so much fun reading through all of those. I was like in tears this morning with my coffee.
Yeah.
You forget things too. You're like, you know what? That's a good answer.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like I done like watched that series and forever, and you're like, yeah, those are such great characters.
Yeah.
Off topic. Sorry.
No, that's great. No,
Okay.
You get
That's
the commercial for the
technically on
Den.
topic.
It's the
Yeah,
commercial
that's
for
the
the
You
Den.
join the den.
Commercial
You
for the
can
week.
answer the
You're welcome,
question
Salem.
today, too.
Cat.
It's amazing. It's fine.
You can show off your tattoos. You can answer the question of the day. You can show all your Red Rising merch and jackets.
Yeah, there's so much to do in the Den. I said that when we get closer.
Come get a Howler name.
Come
Oh,
get
and
a
you
Howler
gotta have
name.
If you allow us to name you.
Yeah, I said that if we get closer to like a Pierce book tour, that we should start. And Dram, you can probably be good at this as well. When we're trying to find like cheap flights for people, and we'll start like, let's get everyone some cheap travel to see Pierce.
I would love it so much. Like, travel nurse for 7 years, so I have literally lived like on the move most of the last 10 years. And so I got really good at finding like cheap ways to get people places. So
That's awesome.
Just don't fly Spirit.
oh,
See, you're saying don't fly Spirit, and I'm going to be the opposite, who says here in Canada, go swoop and flare.
What does that even mean?
It's our spirit. It's our
That's
spirit.
our two. Yeah. That's our two low cost airlines.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like Frontier. I feel like it's cheap. Spirit here has turned into like,
No.
if you bring anything whatsoever, they're like, that's $100. You're like, it's cheaper.
Yeah. You
And
think it's cheap, but it's not.
And that's
like,
that's swoop and flare. Yeah.
like,
Swoop. There's swoop.
It's two different.
And then there's
airlines.
flare.
oh, I thought it was one airline. I was like, what's the flipple name? Swoop and
Swoop.
Flare.
There it is.
Swoop.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Anyway,
You can soundbite that.
All right. I'm going to be that person who says, do we have anything else? Or are we wrapping it up?
I think we're done. I mean, my recording's at almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like 1:51.
No. What?
Yeah.
I did not like when Cassius unnecessarily gave a kick to the face of the guy that was giving up when they were fighting. That was one of mine. The one that is that he didn't know how to make a fire. Yeah, and I'm just gonna end this with my feelings on Cassius are the same as Darrow's when he first met him, and it is all I despise.
Strong words.
Hydra
Strong
rebuttal.
words.
You just stuck me with these chapters, though.
They're the worst. I know.
His love for his brother.
We'll let you come. We'll let you come on again.
His love for his brother and his family, like, really pulls me in, and that's why I think you see a glimpse of the good guy that he is. So, or could be.
All right. We'll slot you both in for later in the series.
Yeah, this is.
You gotta root for him.
Definitely like an
Maybe
end of
he's the
Dark Age.
anti-hero.
This is like an end of Dark Age conversation.
Yeah.
I see what.
That's a spoiler. You can't. The editing this is gonna take.
Hey, I didn't spoil shit.
All right, I'm wrapping it up before I have to do more work. Thank you both for joining us. Thank you everyone for listening. Join the Howler's Den. Like and subscribe. I forget all the things I'm supposed to say.
Like, comment, subscribe.
We will put the link for the Howler's Den in the description or the show notes.
Yes. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Yeah, thanks for being with us.
Ow.
Oh.
Oh.